On Catholic Connection today, Teresa Tomeo, she's going to have John Paul Brissett on, Director of Communications for the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion,
Oh, wonderful.
who's going to give us all the updates on this exhibit and the novena for our nation, slated for July 1st through 9th. So anxious to talk to her about that, and really what a wonderful opportunity to check out a shrine right here close to home, really.
Yeah, featuring 76 holy men and women that helped shape America. So that they've got a great exhibit hall there. I was there, so it's beautiful. This will be wonderful.
Yeah, and I know it's air conditioned in there, but not so in Italy, where we find Teresa now. Good morning, Teresa. How are you?
Hi, Teresa.
I'm great. Hi, Pat. How are you? It's
Good.
air conditioned in our little place. We took the plunge last year after a couple of summers. We said, okay, we're still American at heart. We got to get the air conditioning.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the interview. This will be the second time this young man's on. He's fantastic. So that'll be in the first hour of Catholic Connection. But
Wonderful.
speaking of the heat, I'm getting a lot of emails and a lot of requests for information and consultations, which is great. I love talking to people and helping them plan their itineraries for Italy. My concern, though, guys, is that we are now, of course, 9 days into summer officially on the calendar, and many people think that they can do a pilgrimage in Italy in the summer. And I just want to give some free advice this morning, because now there are some exceptions here. Because, for example, we had the Pallium yesterday, and so many people go to support their archbishops, and along with that they have pilgrimages, which are very well organized, and I know our friends at Corporate Travel are there with many of the different archdioceses. So there are exceptions. Or last summer, for example, we had some canonizations, and some people like to attend those even if they're in the summer. But overall, I would really advise just steering clear of Italy during the summer months. And I recommend people go from April to May and then come back, or if they're splitting it up, or if they're just doing one trip, go end of September through November. January is fine. It's a little cool. It could be a little rainy. But those periods that I mentioned, April and May, and then the end of September through November, are the best times to go. And often people say, well, I have my family and I want to take the kids are out of school, and it'll be a lot easier. Well, it will and it won't. In terms of, I understand there are always, conflicts and whatnot with school, but at the same time, you're spending, let's say you go coach, right? Most people can't afford to do first class because it's crazy expensive unless you have points. So it's going to cost you about $1,200 to $1,500 a person to get over there. Let's say from Toledo, from Detroit, from our area of the country, right? And you're spending that money plus hotel, plus tours, plus food. It is costing you a great deal of money. You're making a big sacrifice. And most importantly, you want this to be a pilgrimage, which is a journey to a holy place that is supposed to lead to personal transformation. The only thing it's going to lead to in the time of year right now is personal frustration and overheating, because it's brutal.
Yeah.
And so in order to have a really, I think, holy, peaceful experience, I think you have to think about this. You have too much heat and humidity this time of year, massive crowds, overcrowding, and then also you have higher prices. They hike up the prices because it's in such demand during the summer. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because there's a lot of people that do want to pilgrimage to Italy. And as I said, there are exceptions during the summer. But I'm saying this because if you recall last week, Deacon Tom and I were down in Rome for the EWTN Academy. And the night before, I spoke on a Wednesday, got there Tuesday evening, and Deacon Tom and I had dinner with the lovely Joan Lewis from EWTN. Before we met her, we sat down and had our favorite cocktail, the Aperol Spritz, at a cute little wine bar along one of the mini piazzas in Rome. And we see all these tour groups going by. They looked like zombies. Seriously, Pat, I'm telling you, it was so sad. I said, Dominic, they're not even taking in any of the information. And the tour guides, sharing the information. She's got her little flag, and they've got their earpieces in. They looked utterly exhausted because it was so hot. So I just asking people to keep that in mind if they want a truly beautiful pilgrimage experience. Think about ways that you can go other times of year than the summertime.
Oh, yeah. We were there October, and it was when canonizations were going to occur, but it was beautiful.
It's gorgeous
the weather
in October.
Was great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, loved it. So I can't imagine. I agree with you. When it's this hot, you just don't. Your mind just stops working. So
yeah. And we always do our pilgrimages in October. As you notice, the one with Dr. Bunsen, and we still have a few openings. We're leaving October 8th, and it's October 8th through the 14th, which is a beautiful time of year. The colors are just starting to turn. The weather is still comfortable. It's not cold. You may need a light jacket at night. Sometimes during the day it can be as warm as 70, 75, which is beautiful. So
Yeah.
again, you're spending all that money. You want this to be special. If you want your family to really get the faith and get Italy, don't go in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good advice. So in the summertime, maybe you do the pilgrimage using your books, Italy Shrines and Wonders, the 2 volumes.
Use the summer to go to the beach and read the books, right?
Yeah.
Shrines and Wonders Volume 1 and Volume 2 is on St. Francis, and decide where you're going to go, and then look at going. And even over Christmas is fun. We've done Christmas in Rome. It's busy. But it's a little chilly. It doesn't get too cold in Rome in December, January, but Christmas is a great time to go, even between Christmas and New Year's. And then right after New Year's, it really starts to slow down, so that's a great time as well. So think out of the box. You're spending a lot of money. You want it to be a great experience, and you're going to get the best of everything when you go in the downtimes.
So, Teresa, like, how cold does it get? I mean, like, in the winter
In
months.
Rome, it gets not that bad. In Rome, it can go down to for us, it's like balmy, right? In the 40s. I mean, we're walking around in Bermuda shorts in the 40s, right? We're not afraid of that weather. So usually I'd say, Pat, in the wintertime, in Rome, it can be like I say, the low would be in the high 30s, and the highs would be in the 50s, even the 60s.
Oh, that's
the
not
north,
bad.
the further north you go, like in our region of Umbria, it's going to be closer to the mid 30s. And then if you go up north, if you're going to Torino, if you're going to Milano, it's going to be obviously not nearly as cold as we have it in Detroit and Toledo, but it will be chillier. It'll be again hovering in the low 30s. So unless you're in the Dolomites, that's very, very typically cold. And you're talking about January and February; those months are a little bit chillier in that part of the country. But overall, that time of year, you don't have too much extreme cold, so that's why it's really nice. If you don't mind traveling with a jacket, with a
Right.
coat or something like that, but. I just really wanted to stress that because a pilgrimage can be such a powerful experience, and
yeah.
especially if you want to bring your children and have them really connect with what they're seeing and hearing, to think about not going in the summertime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to do a pilgrimage and slog through it because
Yeah.
of the oppressive heat.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So, what
that
do you
takes
do
away
now
from-
that when you're there? I mean, like, what's on your agenda now?
Well, I work every day. Obviously, I do the show, and since we live here, we relax. We usually spend a lot of time outside. We have a little terrace downstairs and a little balcony upstairs, and we're on the shady side of our village, and so we overlook the country. On the weekends, we take day trips. For example, this weekend, I have Friday off, obviously, for the holiday, so we are going to go to the other side of Umbria. You guys are going to love this. Now, we've been to Cascia, to the shrine there for the tomb of St. Rita, but we've never been to the top of the mountain where she was born and where she lived out most of her life. So we're going to take the extra 6-7 miles and go way, 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 way up on the top of the mountain and spend the morning and afternoon in the footsteps of St. Rita, and then maybe head over to Foligno, which is very close to Assisi, and visit the tomb of St. Angelina of Foligno. I haven't been to her tomb yet. So that's how we do it. And we're not really touring. We're taking our time.
Right.
We're in an air-conditioned car. We maybe stop for a light lunch somewhere. So it's very different than being on a schedule.
Right.
So when you live here, even though it's very warm, you can, stay inside and go outside when you want to, and you can take it very, very easy. And, so it's a lot different. But again, if people have any questions, just go to my website, travelitalyexpert.com, and I'll be diving into this a little bit more deeply in the second hour of the program today on EWTM Radio Extra.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we look forward
Thanks.
to that. Wow.
Okay, guys.
All
and
right,
gals.
so stay away from Italy in the summertime.
Yeah, go up the mountain. Go up the mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll walk slowly. It's going to be 75 in Cascia, so that's good. It's going to be cooler.
that's
Perfect
nice.
weather.
Yeah.
So gelato sales will be
Perfect.
through the roof.
That's right.
Yep.
Teresa, thank you so much.
Bye
You're
bye,
welcome.
Teresa.
God bless. Ciao,
Have a
ciao.
blessed day.
Bye-bye.
Catholic Connection at 9 o'clock today, so right after our show. And Teresa is going to be my guest on Faith with Reasons tomorrow, too, so that'll be interesting.